In earlier sessions looking at your PMO, we had a look at planning and resourcing, methodology, reporting and dashboards. In this session we're going to have a look through some of the other remaining functionality areas that people find particularly useful in supporting their projects. So we're going to first have a look at risks and issues, which sit in the controls area alongside tasks and resources. So with tasks we could look at the project or the portfolio and we could analyse that with a particular view. And that works exactly the same way for risks and issues. I've got my project risks or my portfolio risks, and I can use a particular view to either see all of them with a range of charts like this, or to narrow that down to a particular view, which is a pre-saved, pre-packaged set of analysis. So here's my portfolio risks, all 20 of them, and I can go and look at those with a probability of greater than 50% and find that I've got 5 of those, and I get that then broken down in analysis for me. I might see the responses and the risks themselves depending on what's relevant. So very easy to see that data, very easy to bring it all together, usually collected in Planner on each project, but it can also be connected using a spreadsheet on each project if you want to. Issues work in exactly the same sort of way, slightly different sort of analysis because it's a different sort of data, but basically the same sort of approach. And nowadays people are often using not just issues but also actions and decisions to create a RAID log. Other data that we might be interested in, things like finances and benefits, are often collected using spreadsheets. When you create your project from the method, it puts in a template to collect that sort of data. It sets up the reporting structures for that, so all you need to do is check out the file, start to populate with information, check it back in again, and that will feed straight through into the reporting. We can see that straight away if we go and have a look at the dashboard here and go and find finances on the project, and that's going to get us finances for this project. We're in a portfolio, of course, so we can go and do finances at the portfolio level, and it will get the data from each of the 5 projects here and glue them all together for me. You know, great, I don't have to do all that by hand and potentially get the sums wrong with a spreadsheet. This is being done immediately on the current content from the files for me. Exactly the same thing would apply if I wanted to look at benefits, or in fact any of the other sort of data that we're collecting across the system. All of it works in that same pattern, very easy to understand. I want to talk a little bit about emails as well. I mentioned, I think, in one of the earlier sessions that when in the Explorer we can choose to send our files out by email. So we can send the files, the system will package it onto email and send it to people, and we also can store emails in here, which is a very popular way of documenting things. Of course, through the browser interface we don't necessarily have such direct connection with an email package. When we're looking at the Windows application we do have that, so let's just flip over here and have a look at that email interaction for a minute. So in here we've got a couple of files. To send one out by email is straightforward, and here I can use this mechanism to hook in directly to my Outlook. I don't have to type a recipient in, I can just say I want to send via Outlook, and I can use this to send as an email, an appointment or a task, so I can send a diary appointment to somebody with this mechanism. Compose in Outlook, and I can then take my email which has been composed for me and add the person from my recipients list. Very easy to do, get that content out to somebody, obviously likewise as an appointment, etc. We can also bring things in from Outlook very easily. So I've got my Outlook here, I've got an email which I'd like to include as a documentation on the project. It might be somebody sent me some information relevant to the project, notes of meetings or agendas and all that sort of thing, or some sort of contractual notification, and I can simply drag that onto the application, and it will take a copy of the email out of Outlook and allow me to attach that in here. And here we can see the file included for us. So very easy to include emails to document your process, and this is easy, makes it easy to cut down on the number of templates that you're dealing with, and just you not having to rewrite things. You just take some piece of evidence, drop it in your project, it's there, it's indexed for searching, it's very easy to do. So that was just covering off some of the other sort of topics that you can of things you can do with your PMO.